Oh, okay.
So I am officially Wisdom 2-3.
Hooray.
Yay.
Hooray. Yeah, I remember it was really bad for my sister. She got it before I did, and I was just like, what was she doing? She was laying around being all sore, and I was doing like chores or something. So I was like, God, why isn't Simone doing anything? Blah blah blah. Come on. And she was like, you're gonna be in so much pain when you're doing. I'm gonna make fun of you as well. And then I was completely fine, and I remember that was like really annoying to her. And I was just like, see, you're just a baby.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Reese was telling me, she's like, oh man, like when I had it removed, like I was like super out of commission for like a couple days. And like I was sitting up with her playing games like the next day. So
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
remember definitely staying home from school playing games.
The worst part has been like, besides like the swelling and having to use ice packs and stuff like that, has been like having to get used to eating food without using like this whole side of my mouth, basically.
Just once? Wait, what do you mean one side of your mouth?
Because like this side had both removed, the top and
Oh, I
bottom,
see.
and this side
Right,
only
yeah,
had the
yeah.
bottom removed. So
Okay.
this side
I
recovered a lot
remember
faster.
I ate a lot of macaroni and a lot of milkshakes for like half a week or like a week and a
I
half.
had a lot of craft dinner.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. No, no,
Very.
it was milkshakes with like a spoon, and I remember putting a lot of Kleenex into my mouth just
Yeah,
for the blood.
the first day was just gauze nonstop. Like every half hour, just put in a new piece of gauze.
Yeah, yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Well, I mean, you don't look swollen from this angle. Not that the lighting's very good, but it seems
No,
like it's almost over.
this side is feels a little swollen. I don't know if it's because like the stitches are coming out now, and they're like poking the gum line or what.
Right. They're
But
supposed to just dissolve though, right? Like
yeah,
dissolve out of there. Yeah.
but like I was feeling around when I was like putting like salt rinses in, and I just like, oh hey, there's something poking my like gum line. That's probably a stitch. Wow. All right. So if it still keeps acting up, I may have to talk to the doctor and see like, hey, is this supposed to be like this? Otherwise, it's I guess business as usual.
Okay. Cool. Cool, cool. People are wondering where Paul is. He said he was going to be late, so we were like, let's just start so
Yeah.
that this doesn't go forever.
So
He
if he
might,
comes in, he'll sneak in. Other than that,
yeah, he's doing stuff with cats, something like that.
yeah, he said
Something
something about
about
two
cats.
cats showing up.
Yeah.
Mitchell, or sorry, Mitchdar asked if I vomited any. I'm like, nope, not at all. Stomach was a little
Is that
queasy.
a thing? People vomit from in.
Apparently,
Oh, I didn't know that. I
uh,
definitely didn't.
first day I was a little queasy, but nothing, no actual vomit. So
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I just slept. I remember watching half of Quantum of Solace, and and that was it. Then I was out for a while.
to be fair, that's all you really need to see about that movie. That wasn't a very good Bond movie.
I missed the infamous torture scene.
That was in Casino Royale.
That's what I'm talking about. Sorry, Casino Royale. No, no, no. It was in Quantum of Solace.
Was it also in Quantum of Solace? Because there was definitely a torture scene in Casino Royale. I love Bond movies. You're gonna have to
Um,
trust me on this one.
I've only seen them both once. I guess the chat will have to correct us. Uh, but like, which was the one where you like see his dick?
I don't remember, as that was very clearly something I didn't focus on.
Huh. Okay. Well, I thought that was Quantum of Solace because I've seen all of Casino Royale. People are saying it's a Casino Royale.
Yep.
Okay, I don't know what I was watching, but anyway, there you go. Let's go into the pod. Everyone is saying it's Casino Royale. Yep. All right. Let's go into the podcast. Top down perspective
Yo.
for September 17th. John Wheeler, Sean Booker.
Hey.
Actually, do you have any fun plans for the weekend?
Uh, sort of. Basically tomorrow I'm making sure I get my new place. Other than
Oh,
that,
did you get a new place?
yeah, I
Is it
move.
awesome?
I get to the keys to the place on the 25th.
Why again were you moving? Just for
Be-
more space?
yeah, more space. Pipes are bursting in this apartment building,
Okay.
and they're upping my rent. So yeah,
Is the new place cheaper than what the rent's going to be at this current place?
no, but I get a lot more space for it, so it's worth
Okay.
the extra money.
All right. All right. Um, I guess I'll ask you after the show where it is and stuff.
Yeah, for
Is
sure.
it is it an apartment again?
No, it is now a townhouse.
Okay. Okay.
So I
One
have
bedroom, two bedroom.
2 bedrooms and a big old basement. Well, a
Okay.
basement.
And just for you?
Yeah, the basement's gonna be my office,
Okay. And then second bedroom is just like more storage,
guest room, and
guest room. Sure.
office for girlfriend. So we'll
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Um, all right. Well, yeah, I'm curious where that is, but congrats. Anything else this weekend? You said that was tomorrow's plans.
I feel like there's something else, but I've clearly forgotten it, so it'll come to me later.
I mainly bring it up because I want to brag about my weekend.
I had a feeling. I had
I'm
a
going
feeling.
down to LA tomorrow to go see the LA Podfest.
The LA Podfest?
Yeah, basically just a podcast convention. But
Excuse me, a what?
yeah, well, it's like a bunch of panels, like a bunch of podcasts, but they'll be there live, right? So it's like a panel essentially. Um, but I guess the theme is just podcasters and stuff. So I'm gonna go see the Giant Bombcast live, and my brother and me. Those are the only two I'm going to see because I got a 1 day pass for the Saturday, and I love Giant Bomb, and my girlfriend and myself are big my brother and me fans. So we'll be in LA. Yeah, going to a podcast convention. That should be interesting.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, so that's what my weekend's gonna be.
I'm completely ripping apart the stream layout in the moment, so I apologize.
Okay.
Because I've totally got it set up that you can't see like the top of your head.
Okay. Should I just like duck down or something? Or
I can fix it. Don't worry.
okay. All right. With that said, why don't you tell me for the last 2 weeks what you've been playing?
Oh, the usual.
Let me
No,
guess.
I,
The
I've,
Cross E6,
I've finished
Final
that.
Fantasy record keeper,
Record keeper.
and Super Mario Maker.
I have played all those things that you said, but I've actually played some other stuff too. Believe it or not.
Okay. Well, which ones do you want to talk about?
Record keeper. No,
Great. Tell me all about it.
I know you're big. You've never heard of it. How about one game that I was playing while I'm in recovery that I was enjoying? Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. So
Oh, okay.
Ace Attorney 4.
Which one? Ace Attorney 4. Okay, I was just about to ask that. All right. All right. Have you played it before, or is this?
I had played it a bit before. I played it when I first traveled back home to Newfoundland for a while.
Okay.
I tried to play it on a trip, and it just did not grab me. I got through the first case and started the second, and then just ended up like stopping. And that was years ago, and I just never got back into it.
Did you finish it?
No, not yet. I'm in halfway through case 3 right now. I don't know if there's 4 cases or 5 in Apollo Justice. But I'm definitely liking it a lot more now. I don't know why it didn't grab me last time, but this time it definitely stuck.
Okay, that's good. You played 1 to 3? I'm assuming, right?
Oh yeah, no, years ago. Back when those were new, I played through all those.
Didn't they just announce 6?
They did.
Yeah, Tokyo Game Show. We'll talk more about that later. I was just trying to remember.
I think it was actually before TGS. I think it was like a week or 2 ago. Yeah, I think it was last week they announced Ace Attorney
Really?
6.
That
Yeah.
seems odd. Like, why? Okay.
Some companies just want to do it before the actual show so it doesn't get missed.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Okay. And that like olden time one, like where you're hanging out with
the Sherlock Holmes, the prequel.
with Sherlock
one?
Holmes. That's still
I-
development, right?
Don't know what's up with that anymore.
I don't even remember what that's called.
A bunch of people are saying they also just announced an Ace Attorney anime.
Yes, I did know that. I was going to
would
say
watch
that
that.
again for the Tokyo Game Show stuff. Yeah. When we
would
talk
definitely
about
watch
that
that.
for news.
Sweet.
But I'm more curious about that throwback one. One you should play
Mhm.
as an Ace Attorney fan is the crossover with Professor Layton.
I know. I'm working up to it, man.
It doesn't take place in any sequence. You can play whenever.
I know, but I was just like the way I looked at it was like Apollo Justice is keeping me from playing Ace Attorney 5 because it is a direct continuation.
Sure.
So I'm like, all right, if I finish 4, then I can play 5. But if I've also done 4, that means I can also just casually play Professor Layton Phoenix Wright whenever I want.
Okay.
So
It was my game of the year last year. A big fan. But anyway, how is Apollo Justice treating you? You like it? You're gonna keep going?
I really like it. The special gameplay mechanic they put in this one is definitely a bit surprising, but it's actually kind of cool. At least so far. The way
I
it
have no
works is
idea.
that Apollo Justice, he has the ability to basically perceive when people are lying, Basically, like when someone's going through a piece of testimony, he can
That
like
sounds like cheating.
kind of. It
That
kind of
sounds like, how
is.
do we break this game?
It
Because
kind of is.
I've only played the first one, and that was the entire mechanic is find out when they're lying.
But now it's like, all right, specifically like they have like a tell on their body, like whenever they're actually lying about something. So like say like with one person, like they started like they would talk normally like this, but when they would like mention a certain line, their lips would like purse together closer more, and they would like seem like they're more whispering the next line. So because of that, you would know that they were lying, and then you try to show evidence that would prove something.
Okay.
I like it. It's been pretty good so far. Someone said there's 4 cases, so I guess that means I'm over halfway through the game.
I'm trying to think how many was in the first one, and I thought it was something like 5.
There was 4 in the original, but then the DS version, the one that we got over here, added a 5th case that technically isn't tied together.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
But
Yeah.
that 5th case also introduces a character that shows up in Apollo Justice. Do you remember
Okay.
the Science Girl?
No.
Okay.
Man, I played that first game like
A year ago?
no.
It was last year.
It was not last year because I remember playing it when I was still in Canada. I've
Was
been here for almost 2 years now. So
No, I thought it was you came back and visited and borrowed them from me, not that you were still here before you
Mm,
left.
no, I don't think so. I think it was at least. I
Oh
wanna
no,
say it's
yeah,
2 or
okay,
3
no,
years
I'm
ago.
thinking of the last game. Yeah, you borrowed the first one from me when I was still like over 2 years ago because I was still in the other
Yeah,
house.
yeah, because I think that was even before like 999, or maybe not.
No, you definitely played 999 by then.
Okay, yeah, man, visual novels, dude. You should play 999. What are you doing?
I've already played a bit of
Oh,
999, and
that's
that
right. You
just
don't like 999.
it didn't
That's
keep
right.
me.
That's right. And you played Ghost Trick, so you're good. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Paul, on the other hand,
I'll work back through the rest of Ace Attorney, and then maybe I'll give 99 another shot.
you should. I'm so excited for that third one. Okay. And the
Uh,
fifth one was just digital download, right?
yeah, at least in North America.
Yeah. And that was the one where they were like, you get to interrogate a whale.
That was the DLC mission. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I also ended up playing Grand Theft Auto 5.
I saw you playing that on Xbox One.
Yeah.
Had you played it before?
No. First time
Okay.
ever playing it.
Were you doing story stuff or just goofing
A
around?
tiny bit of story and then a bunch of online.
Did you get to any of the heists?
What are heists exactly? Like,
You'll know. It's like a set piece moment. Like you're specifically making a team and pulling off a specific mission.
no.
So, okay.
We basically Reese, she wanted to create a character, so she made like a Grand Theft Auto version of herself, and then we'd play as her online, just go through a bunch of missions. We
Okay.
did like a bunch of like the shootouts where you had to like steal the coke, and then just like bring it to a certain guy. We'd do missions for like Trevor and a couple other characters. Did
So,
all
like no interest in the story whatsoever?
I played a little bit of the story. I didn't get very far. I think 7-8% in of the story. So like I
Did
was
you meet all 3 characters?
no. I stopped.
Okay.
I stopped a couple missions into Michael's.
Okay.
Michael's
Did
is.
that
I like Michael.
So you didn't
actually.
meet Trevor?
Trevor's the only one I didn't meet.
Okay.
Except
because he's the
except
crazy one, right?
he's also the first one you meet in online out of the 3. So
Okay.
I guess we met him there.
I like his introduction a lot though, because I seem to recall he's just like blowing shit up. Again, that was like 2 years ago that
Yeah.
I played it. But
So
were you playing first person? Because that's the no. Okay.
no. I don't
Alright.
know. It's weird to get used to.
But you tried it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay.
don't remember Grand Theft Auto being such a cover-heavy shooter.
No, I mean,
I remember
The only ones I
GTA
played a
being
lot of-
very run and gun.
did you play 4? 'Cause
No,
remember
I
the
skipped.
4
I
and
skipped
5 okay.
4. I played a
4
bunch of
had
the
cover, too.
threes. I played a bunch of the threes, but I never really played 4.
Okay. Yeah. 4 it was cover based as well. But Hannah as well. You get to do yoga if you want.
Really? I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, Michael will do yoga as like a stress reliever because he's always on
Always.
edge.
I can see why based on how his mission started. Holy cow!
And also his shitty kids.
Oh my god. The yacht scene. Oh my god. That's
I
the
don't
last
remember.
mission I ended up doing with his, like one of his first ones. His son tries to sell his yacht, but he sells it to like a bunch of people who just straight up steal it. So
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember
you
this.
and Franklin have to like go save him. Like Franklin jumps off your car onto the yacht,
Okay.
and then like you have to drive behind the yacht while they're like fighting.
I don't. Oh wait.
It's like
Is
really
the
early
is
in the
the
game.
yacht out like getting? It's not in the water.
No, it's being like towed.
Okay, I do remember that. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay,
that
now I
that
remember
was
this.
that was fun actually. A
Yeah.
little stressful
You
and
should play
awkward
some
but
of
fun.
the. I would play at least up to the first heist, and at that point, if you're not really into it, I would stop because you've kind of seen what all the things it's gonna hit.
Hmm.
Because the heists can be fun too. Those are exciting.
A
And
lot
the
of
first
the
one's pretty good.
a lot of the weird like kooky multiplayer stuff I've been seeing online. That's we might try that out and get a bunch of people together because that looks like fun.
Okay.
So we'll see about that. So
All right.
I've got it for PC now too, so we might end up just playing PC version.
Just with like mods and stuff.
Yeah, just see all the
Cool.
because like all the weird stuff I'm seeing online looks pretty fun.
Yeah. All right.
So we played a bunch of that. We played Apollo Justice, and obviously we played Super Mario Maker.
I'm assuming you really like it.
Yeah, but it's bizarrely limiting.
I mean, there are limitations, but I feel they're justified, and so I really like it.
Hmm.
And I also feel like the amount of how open it is already crazy from Nintendo. Like, why are we complaining?
Oh, from Nintendo. Yeah, it's crazy the things you get
Like,
to do.
This is almost like Disney being like, "Hey, do you want to just mess around with Mickey?" Like that's like that just wouldn't happen.
Hmm.
And yet we can do that with Mario.
I don't. There's
But what are you finding limiting specifically?
there's the. I think you're only allowed to have like 100 enemies on a stage. You're only allowed to have 10 warp pipes. You can only make one sub area. You can't switch between different styles of the game, although they were very upfront about that to begin with.
I think the one I would like the most, and I think it'd be pretty easy to implement, so I could see it coming, is make a series of worlds for people to go through, as opposed to just one.
Mhm.
So then
You-
you could
you-
almost make like a playlist.
You can do that locally, but you can't do that online.
Well, I want online, obviously.
Yeah, I'm just stating.
Yep.
There's a surprising amount of elements from the games that were like super interesting that you can't do. Like you can't duck through the white blocks in Mario 3 mode. You can't make doors appear with P switches like you could in Mario 3 and World for that matter.
I wish there was a secret exits.
I wish I could do secret exits too. That'd be fun.
That's why a cool like like a playlist would be really cool.
Someone else points out there's a limit of 3 Bowsers in the stage, which that's the one of the few I'm like, yeah, I can understand why they did that. Because otherwise then someone would put in a stage where there's like just every enemy is a Bowser.
Right.
No slopes, no checkpoints. You can't grab items on ladders in Mario World. There's no like the swinging back and forth bridges. There's a couple of enemies that don't show up. All the physics, no matter what mode you're in, are new Super Mario Brothers physics. So if you're used to the older games, it feels weird. But I can also understand why
can
they
you
did
wall
that.
jump in every?
No, but I mean like your acceleration, your ascent, your descent, all that. That's all
I see.
still
Okay.
based on Mario World or New Super
Okay.
Mario Brothers rather. So if you're used to those games, it feels a little awkward. So there was a bit of a learning curve for me. But yeah, the new Super Mario Brothers stuff obviously felt the same. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I really do like about it.
I really, really like that game. I think it's incredible, if not like the best Wii U game.
I don't know if I'd say the best Wii U game, but it's definitely in the top 10.
What's better? I know you're gonna say Game and Wario, and I applaud you for that.
I was gonna say
But
Bayonetta
besides, you're gonna say what?
2. Bayonetta 2.
Really? I mean, Bayonetta 2 is a great game, but like, Super Mario Maker is like, why do I have a Wii U? Bayonetta 2 can be on anything.
I guess that's true. And that also kind of applies for Mario Kart and Smash, doesn't it?
I don't really like that Mario Kart.
I guess,
so-
yeah, that's a good point. I guess this is like one of the first games, or one of the few games on the Wii U that's like, yeah, this could really only be done on the Wii U. Maybe the 3DS, but it would be a lot more hardware limited. So I think
I think you could do it on the 3DS. I think you could do it on 3DS. But it's like, I think it's the best Wii U game since Game and Wario. I'd have to compare the two, but it's been a while. But anyway, um, I found out my copy is
media
only
copy.
it's a media copy, so it actually can't does not connect to public servers.
Hmm.
So in that case, I stopped creating my level because I was like, well, basically no one's gonna see this stage, so whatever.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer. So I might go out and actually buy it and have
Yeah,
two different versions of this game.
I was about to ask if you were going to do that. It's so you haven't seen any of the stages that are on the public servers yet, basically. You've not played them.
I had no. I've only been able to play stuff that was.
It's an experience right now. Everyone is focused on making the hardest stage they can.
Yeah, that's what I would assume, right?
Yeah, like that seems
so
like the
easy
natural
to.
progression. So I think a bunch of different people have already succeeded in making every stage from the Kaizo Mario games that they can.
Okay.
So there's some like basically stages with like 0.1% clear rate because it requires such precision that it's just a pain in the ass. It'll take you hours to do.
Right.
I do love the fact that they made it so you have to beat the stage to actually upload it for people.
That's a pretty common thing with
Not
like
for
level creator
Little Big
games.
Planet. I don't think Little Big Planet ever had that.
I think it did.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember it being in there.
And I think like I think it did. I think I remember hearing that. I could be mistaken though.
They might have added that in a later one, to be fair.
That's true. There's a lot of Little Big Planets. Do you remember Little Big Karting?
Yep.
What a weird. Oh yeah. Anyway.
They just wanted to see if it would do better than Mod Nation Racers, I guess.
Yep. You probably didn't listen to last week's episode, but I'll give you my pitch of what the stage I was creating was about. There's all these Goombas, getting like funneled at you, and you have to run through like a really narrow path while the Goombas are chasing you. And I put all these obstacles to like slow you down. And it was called Goomba Chase.
Nice.
I never finished it, and that's my swan song. Maybe one day Goomba Chase will see the light of day.
If you pick up the legit copy. Oh, so
I needed to find a way. This was the thing I was stuck on. I wanted to put bullet bills in it, but I needed to find a way to stop the bullet bills because there's kind of like different sections to my stage, and I didn't want the bullet bills getting into the early section. I wanted it to be like, oh, now you're in the bullet bill section while you're getting chased.
As far as I can tell, they only fire. There's two ways to stop them. One is to put a brick on the side that you don't want firing, and the other is just,
oh no. Yeah, I need like a wall.
yeah.
Like let's say the stage is split into three vertical columns.
Mm-hmm.
I need bullet bills to fly from the right to the left side in the third column, but not enter the second or first column.
Oh yeah,
You know
no,
what I mean?
that's impossible.
That's what I was because that's what the problem is.
That's like I said.
Started,
There's weird limitations like that. Like I've been.
well, that's why I wanted to ask because I wasn't sure if there's like a mechanic that maybe I missed or something. Like if you
No.
knew of something, but yeah. Anyway, because they can go over top of stuff, and it's like, oh crap.
Yeah, no, I've seen a lot of people make stages that can be broken by just literally going on top of everything, but I don't know. There's 3 stages on my account so far. Reese made one that was you just ran to the end while like thwomps were falling down, and you had to dodge springboards and Goombas on the ground, but every step you took was a different sound effect or visual effect.
That just sounds like a nightmare.
It's pretty entertaining, and it's literally called Loud Noises.
Okay.
And then I made a stage that was kind of a maze where you had to figure out how to get like a P-switch to free up the axe to end a stage. But you had
I
to,
saw you tweeting about this axe stage.
Yeah, but you had it was called Free the Axe. But you had to go through like an invisible coin block maze. You had to like fight a bunch of clown cars. You had to do a bunch of shell puzzles, stuff like that.
That's another thing that could be better. Different version control. Don't you have to like when you upload a new stage?
Yes, my God.
You have to put 2 versions of it.
You have to delete the
opposed-
previous one. Yeah.
As opposed to just like, I would like to update this stage with an actual new version of it, as opposed to having 2 out there.
Yeah, I hate that you can't just update your stage.
Yeah.
Although I assume they did that because then people would like make an easy stage then update an impossible version. But I guess if you still had the you must beat the stage control, then that wouldn't matter.
Well, I mean, like, but what's wrong with that? If someone wants to just mess up their stage and have it be annoying, people are going to stop playing with it. Congratulations, you made your stage hard.
Yeah.
Like, this, it's not. That's not a big deal. Like, I'm just if it's too hard, I'm not going to play your stage again. You should be able to. Can you save stages?
What do you mean?
Like save a copy of someone's stage like locally on your system?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you could do that. I didn't look hard enough.
So I've found that anytime I've played through a stage, I can't like it seems like I can't figure out how to beat it. I'll download it, look around, it's like, oh, I wonder if they planned something or if they hit a block somewhere, and 9 times out of 10, that's usually the case.
Oh, okay, I see.
Because I know there was one stage that Reese ended up finding that was she couldn't figure out. So I tried playing it, and I couldn't figure it out either. So we downloaded it, and it was a maze. So it was like, all right, you go down this hall, you enter a door, and then you have a door maze you have to go through to try to find the exit. It ends up, the dude who designed the stage didn't want you to ever do the maze to solve it. You actually had to jump over the entire maze and just run past it.
Ah, okay. Tricked you.
Yeah. But like,
Cool.
like the area was blocked off with piranha plants, so we didn't expect anyone to actually just be able to do it. Because he had hidden a star somewhere on the map, so you were supposed to find the star, this hidden block with a star, and then run through the piranha plants and then do all the jumps. But you could just clear the jump. It's actually weird how many people don't know the controls of the games. Because
Wait, how do you know that?
because of my stage. One of the stages I made, at one point you have to throw a shell straight up, and you can only do that in Mario World. And I've gotten probably 30 Miiverse posts saying, I got stuck in this room, I don't know what to do.
Oh, because they don't know how to like kick it up.
Yeah, they don't know that you can throw up.
Okay.
Like, it's...
I wonder. Yeah, like I guess you don't have to do that in New Super Mario Bros.
You can't. The only game you can do
Yeah.
in is World.
So I wonder if it's just like a lot of like younger people who didn't play Mario World,
It's probably that.
i.e., the best Mario game. But interesting.
And a lot of people don't know that you can like spin jump on top of thwomps and skip through bunches of stages like that. There's a lot of things that people don't seem to know. It's interesting.
Right. Well, they've probably just played the the last few years of it, so I don't know. I think I'm hoping they'll update it and make improvements because there's a few things that would be easy improvements.
If they add DLC, that'd be really nice. But I
Yeah,
don't know if they're going to do it. That's the only thing.
I don't know. They've been pretty like aggressive with their DLC in their last few
Splatoon's been
games.
crazy with DLC.
Splatoon, Smash Bros gets a ton. Mario Kart got a ton. So like I'm assuming they're going to.
Hopefully. Add in a Mario 2 or Mario USA tile set, I'm happy.
I just feel like that would break everything.
How would it break everything?
They just handle so differently, especially Mario 2. It's that's why it's not there. It's so different.
But like they put in a bunch of the assets from it, like you can get a Shy Guy costume. The doors you use in Mario 1 and 3 are the Mario 2 doors.
Maybe that's the best you're gonna get.
Maybe, I don't know. I would love for them to add like more assets.
Someone says Super Mario Land. Oh, Super Mario Land's so good. They should put Super Mario Land in there, and just have this.
Dude, if they added like the Mario Land 2 rabbit ears or weird stuff like that.
It's the carrot. Yeah. Or just I would just love to see these like dumb Game Boy visuals up on my screen. And it's like, you're in Egypt now. I don't know. This is where it started. And there's aliens here. And trust us, that's a Goomba. Yeah, that'd be Mario Land's great too. Okay. But anyway, my overall, I love that game.
Yeah. It, like I said, some weird limitations, which you really won't bump into unless you're just really digging into the level creator. But yeah, really enjoyable. If you love Mario games at all, highly recommend it.
I think the best thing, I don't know if you experienced this, but I actually was learning level design by creating a stage and then realizing, oh wait, I can't put this here because of this, and like learning all these tricks.
I had to fix one of my stages because people were like, yeah, you can do this, this, and this to your stage. I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah, I had to completely revamp an entire stage because I was like, oh wait, I can't have these be destructible, otherwise it'll destroy the entire thing of what I'm going for. And along with that is I'm never really into like level editor games whatsoever, or games that have it. I just never create the level because I don't want to do it. But I think this game is different because this is like game one. Like everyone knows Mario.
Yeah.
Everyone.
It's very, very easy to use.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I think the reason it is so easy to use, and I know there's on a grid, and they incorporate things slowly to ramp you up. Like they do a lot of things like that, but I still think it's just because it's Mario specifically,
Yeah, that does
and
help a lot.
everyone knows Mario. They know you jump on Goombas, mushrooms come out of question mark blocks. Like that's all you really need to make a stage. So yeah, it's a special game.
Yeah, I hope to see more from it. I'm working on a couple stages now. I keep having this problem. I don't know if you ever bumped into this, where I'll start working on one idea, and then during that idea, I'll get the idea for another stage, and then I'll save that previous one and then start working on that one.
No, never had that, not even a bit.
Okay.
Because I already had the best idea, and I was like, gotta perfect this Goomba chase stage.
Yeah,
Um,
I think I've got like three separate stages I'm working on now with like all these completely different ideas.
I think for me, it's mainly just because again, I'm not a super level editor guy, so the fact that I'm working on one to
Mm,
this degree is already like, whoa. For the most part, I like just playing other people's like silly stages and
yeah.
seeing like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. I'm gonna put that in my stage.
The one thing that bums me out about the top stages so far is most of them are just automated stages.
I like those though. I
Yeah, they're
like those.
fun, but like I've probably played like 15 different ones at this point now,
Yeah, I could see that being a lot. I
which
remember
is the only
N had
bummer.
those a lot as well.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of N.
That's where I first encountered the autoplay stage was N. Um, and the ones in N are insane. Those are crazy, but I enjoy those. Those are silly, or the ones that are like just run
Yeah,
and they'll complete
there's
it.
a really cool Mario Kart one that someone made. I think it's like the second highest ranked map in the
Okay,
game, and like you use the mystery mushroom from like Mario Brothers to turn into a Mario Kart,
yeah,
and then you drive along racing alongside this spiny shell, and you both like speed up and slow down, but all you have to do is just hold the right button and run.
that's great.
It looks really cool.
That is cool. I haven't seen it. I'll have to like YouTube search it because my copy won't doesn't have access to it.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I don't know. I'm really enjoying it. I highly recommend it.
Did you play anything else?
I don't think so. I think that was it.
All right, let's see what I played. So we just talked about Super Mario Maker. I've been playing some more Forza, and I think I'm done with Forza 6.
Ooh.
Um, I think that either just came out or it comes out real soon. I don't care about simulation racing games, so I think I'm
So
done.
you'd rather play Horizon 3 than Forza 6?
If there's a Horizon 3, I would love to play Horizon 3. Um, yeah, I think I prefer the arcade racing, and I just find having to brake so much or drive so slow is just boring, and I'm just not into it. I beat the Deer God. In fact, I beat it after the podcast last week.
Was it not
This
that
was one
long?
of the it's not that long, no, but this was one of the games with gold games.
Hmm.
Um, it's probably like a good like 4 hours, 4 to 6 hours.
It's not bad.
But yeah, it's a platformer. You're a hunter that gets turned into a deer, and then you just need to kind of run through this procedurally generated world. I guess helping people. It's a weird game, but I finished that up. Um, but new games I've been playing that we should talk about. I've been playing Grow Home.
Ooh,
Which,
okay.
yeah, so this came out on. I've had it on PC for a while, and I always wanted to play it. I just didn't get around to it. And then PlayStation Plus had it for this month. Downloaded that. This is from one of Ubisoft's smaller teams.
Hmm.
It's a I don't know 3D platformer, Super Mario 64 style. But you're this little robot, and the way you basically move around, apart from like being able to jump and walk, is when you come across basically any vertical surface. Left trigger is grab with your left hand, and right trigger is grab with your right hand, and you can climb up every surface, everything. And the whole point of it is you're on this planet and you want to make this one giant plant grow higher and higher. So you have to climb to certain, I guess, branches of it,
Hmm.
and then I don't know what you're doing to the plant, but you hit square and it causes the branch to grow. And if you like attach the branch to some kind of energy rock, If you do it like enough times, the plant will keep growing higher and higher, and you just keep climbing, and you find little crystals that give you higher jump boosts and stuff like that. And it looks gorgeous. The frame rate's not the best. It's a little hitchy on the PlayStation. Perfect podcasting game though, but it's just like a really nice like I'm just gonna chill out and I'm just gonna climb all over this like mountain and this plant and I'm gonna fly around on this daisy and I'm gonna collect these glowing orbs. Um, Grow Home is a really cool game. So if you have PlayStation Plus, I highly recommend checking that out. That was the first like winner of like the vote for what you
Oh
want.
yeah. And have they
That
shown
was
what's up for the next vote yet?
I haven't heard about it yet. If so, it would be in the PlayStation Store, but I haven't seen anything, so I don't know. And then last game, and I've been playing this just today, um, and I'm super into it. It's called Ancient Legacy, and it's kind of this like D&D. It's for iOS. It's free right now. Normally it's like $2. So if you have an iPhone, I highly recommend checking it out. It's like a D&D style, like it's D&D light kind of game, mixed with like a Game Boy art style. So the way it's set up is you're basically on. You get to pick your character, and I picked Wizard. Wizard seems like broken. It's so good, but you're on a you're on a track. You're on like a one path that basically goes in a circle, and there's four I don't know, areas that you'll come across on the circle, and you can choose to go into the area, or you can choose to stay on this little kind of overworld. And when you go into the areas, it's a new circle to go around. And your goal is basically just to keep going in circles, encountering monsters and using dice rolls to, attack the monsters, fight the monsters. You collect ore and food, and fighting monsters makes food, and you use ore to build up a little settlement. And the circular path is supposed to be kind of like a game board. Like when you cross your outpost, you can get more weapons. When you cross the like a cave, you can go in the cave to that area. When you cross a monster, you do that. And it's a little grindy in which you're going in the circles, but when you go into different areas, there'll be like a whole new list of challenges that you want to do. For example, one of them's called like the Mermaid Cove or something, and in that one you need to come across the mermaid and then roll high enough so that the mermaid gives you a key that then you need to walk over to the lighthouse and roll high enough that the key works in the lighthouse to reveal where the mermaid's lair is, and then you need to keep going around the circle to get to the lair, and then she's like, oh, you need to go to the pirate ship to attack this other ship, and then when you do that you get a legacy, and you want to collect all four legacies. So there's like a mermaid one, there's like a nighttime forest one, there's a dragon one, and it's a roguelike. That's the main thing. So you kind of just go as far as you can without completely getting killed by a monster before having to restart again, and it's like super addictive. So right now I lost once today, and now I'm kind of staying on that overworld and just like amping up my character before I go like try and complete everything. But again, the art style looks like it's on a Game Boy, except for the text. Obviously, it's nice and sharp.
Mm.
But it's quick. It's just you're rolling dice to do these little movements. Like it's a perfect phone game, and I'm like super into it right now. So yeah, again, Ancient Legacy. If anyone has an iPhone out there, they should look it up. You should see if it's on Android. I don't know if it's on Android.
Ancient Legacy, you said?
That's what it's called, yeah. But I know right now, normally the game's $2 and it's free right now. But it's definitely like a really, really cool game at the moment. It also came out late last year, so it's been out for a while if people already know about it. But I just heard about it because people were like, "Oh, hey, this game's free right now and it's really cool."
Yeah, I'm not seeing it right away.
Okay, maybe it's not on Android then. I don't know. But let's move on.
It did bring up relaxation music, Sleep Help.
Great. I don't think that's anything like it, but you're welcome to check that out.
Time Mysteries 2. Bluetooth file transfer. Thank you, Android Store. You're always accurate.
Yeah, that sounds great. Why don't we go on to the news?
Hercules, the official game. Let's do it. News time. Tokyo Game Show's going on right now.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about Tokyo Game Show.
I
Is
didn't
this still
realize.
going on?
I think so.
All right. The only news I have basically is what people are shouting in the chat and some stuff from Sony. People in the chat are saying Star Fox got delayed.
Yep, Star Fox got Zero got delayed like an hour ago, and it's being delayed till Q1 2016. It was supposed to come out before Christmas, so it was supposed to be this holiday season. So not too long
I
of a
haven't
delay.
heard anyone be excited for that game.
I liked playing it.
Okay, that's the best praise I've heard. I've heard no one else say they liked playing it.
But yeah, like they need to figure out that looking at
Wait, when did you play it?
that E3.
Oh, E3. Okay. Did you like the part where you were walking around as a plane?
Not really.
Okay.
It was done better in Star Fox 2 on the Super Nintendo when that game didn't come out. But they did some cool things in the demo at least, where like you blew up part of the boss and then you flew inside the boss and blew him up.
Okay.
More stuff like that. That's cool. I don't know. That game felt like it still needed a lot. They needed to figure out the controls better on it, or what they wanted to do exactly. So.
As people in the chat also mentioned, Ace Attorney anime was announced.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that'll be cool. That Professor Layton movie was cool. So
Oh, yeah, I still have to see that movie and the Phoenix Wright movie.
the live action one,
Yeah, I heard that one was really good.
I haven't seen that. I don't know much about that one. Okay, let's see what Sony did. Project Morpheus is now PlayStation VR. I kind of wish they had kept it as Morpheus. That was kind of a cool name.
Yeah, that was kind of a cooler name.
I guess to VR is the hot item.
PlayStation VR is a more marketable name.
Probably, yep. Yep. Although this is a company that came up with the Vita.
Well, if they choose to market it and actually keep marketing it.
I guess that's true. I guess I'm looking at like a little screen that shows games that are going to be going to work with VR, and Final Fantasy 14 is on there. Same with something called Kitchen and VR Demo.
Ah, my favorite game.
And Summer Lesson. Oh, Hatsume Miku.
Real? I guess that kind of makes sense.
Okay, let's see. They also made some announcements for first-party titles. There's a new Hot Shots Golf coming.
Nice.
2016. The Gravity Rush franchise is coming to PlayStation 4. Gravity Rush Remastered. Oh, great.
Man, really?
I was hoping for like a sequel.
Yeah.
That ending sucks. I don't remember what it was. I just remember hating it. Anyway, February 9th, 2016. It's going to include all the available DLC. Great.
That game had DLC?
It says it's going to include all the available DLC.
Oh, well, there you go.
And an entirely new adventure of Kat and her friends will await you in Gravity Rush 2, scheduled in 2016. Oh, so I thought there was a Gravity Rush 2.
Wait, so they announced a remaster and a sequel?
I guess so. I thought I could have sworn they had announced a sequel already.
Yeah, a couple people in the chat are saying they announced a sequel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
right, the big thing that people were poking fun at. Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue.
I did see this name, and the 2 is Roman numerals, but the 8 isn't.
Yes.
So I literally was like, is this 11.8, or is this just insane? And it is just insane.
It's just insane. So I forget what this is actually supposed to be. Like, is this just a re-release of the game on PS4?
Dude, you're asking the wrong guy. That's not even in my list of games.
I'm like looking it up right now.
Here's what I have in this article. I'll finish this up. Star Ocean 5,
Nice.
February 25th. Dragon Quest Builders, that's the Minecraft thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, launch in Japan, January 28th. Oh, here we go. Kingdom Hearts 2.8 was also presented. You can check out in our dedicated story. Okay, what's this dedicated story about Kingdom Hearts 2.8? I guess 2-point stuff has been a thing already. This is going around about another 2.x iterations. Mentions
Well, because there's 1.5 and 2.5, which those were the HD remakes that came with like some of the extra content or like some of the handheld games.
Okay, here we go. Instead, we have a long and curiously titled game that's a remaster of a remaster. But it's not only a simple remaster. Also included will be Kingdom Hearts zero point 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage. That's the full title,
Yeah.
which is a completely new episode that takes place after the original Birth by Sleep that should provide the nexus between the original adventures of Sora and the story in Kingdom Hearts 3. Can I stop reading this?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of. It's very confusing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so
Oh.
2.8 Final Chapter Prologue comes with everything that came in Kingdom Hearts 2.5, which I believe was Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. God, what else was in that? Birth by Sleep itself. And
Here's something more exciting than Kingdom Hearts.
anything else?
Yakuza
There you go.
announced two Yakuza projects. One is a remaster of the first Yakuza, available in Japan in January. And the second is Yakuza 6, Japanese launch fall 2016. Bloodborne stuff. It looks like the Old Hunters DLC November 24th. And oh yeah, I did see this. Danganronpa 3 will be released on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita.
Ooh, moving off handhelds.
I guess Sony still has two more press conferences in 2015. Oh, they're just talking about the PlayStation experience. Okay, not at TGS. I think there was also like Street Fighter news. I remember getting emails about some new character.
They announced Karen. She was from the Alpha series. She's back. That's the only character I remember them announcing, because I think they had already announced like the Arab character.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of, is the Arab character.
The Prince of the Wind, or whatever he called himself.
He is new. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I remember getting.
I remember some people were giving them shit because they announced the Arab character on September 11th. So people were kicking up a fuss about that because why not?
I mean, oh, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, but okay. Wow. All right. Other than that, I didn't see any like huge news coming out of TGS.
Usually it's not, because usually we don't even know if we're going to get the games.
I mean, like, when there's hot news like Super Mario Maker stage coming to Smash Bros, how can you look at anything else?
I mean, that was kind of cool. That stage kind of looks like fun.
Apparently, it's gonna be different every time.
Yeah.
But that's another news topic right there. This was just kind of interesting to me. There was an FAQ that went up about the new Need for Speed coming out this fall. One of the questions, let's see if I can get it specifically.
When did they announce the new Need for Speed? I don't remember that at E3.
It was at E3.
It was?
No, it was before. It was before E3.
Ah, okay. It wasn't there
Yeah.
as a demo that I remember.
Okay, so keep in mind, this is EA again. First question: will there be microtransactions? There will be no microtransactions. Here's another question: will there be paid DLC? Answer: we plan to release a series of free content updates for Need for Speed. We currently have no plans for any paid DLC.
Nice.
This is insane. This is crazy. This is from like the series that was like known for, like, it was like this and like Tiger Woods, that was just buy the ultimate thing right off the bat if you're too lazy to play it. But that's really cool. I'm sure they heard like everyone complaining about like Forza 5 and stuff with all their microtransactions. But yeah, EA not putting paid DLC, not putting microtransactions. That's just really cool. Makes me more excited for Need for Speed. Oh, I guess this was TGS related. 4 new PlayStation 4 controller colors:
Ooh.
gold, silver, steel black, and the best one, crystal, which straight up looks like Game Boy colors that are see-through.
That looks like my Crystal Xbox. It's actually, I'm looking at it now. It's the exact same. Amazing.
Like, wait, like the Xbox itself or a controller?
The original Xbox, yeah.
I think I just need more see-through game console and
There
game
really isn't
peripherals
enough, yeah.
in my life. Yeah. So I'm glad that that's a thing. These are only in Japan at the moment, I believe, so far. It looks like they're all coming out November 6th, except for Crystal. That's December 3rd, because I guess it's harder to make.
Makes sense.
And then, last thing is that Minecraft game from Telltale's starting its first episode on October 13th.
Ooh, that's actually somewhat soon, less than a month.
Oh, yes, people also mentioned Need for Speed getting delayed on PC till 2016 so they can up the frame rate. I did see that. That's right. All right, and I think that's
We
unless
missed one story, actually, the very top one.
Persona 5 got pushed to 2015, 16, the very top one. Oh, you're right. Probably the biggest one.
Yeah.
Like the actual biggest one. I was going there first, but then we jumped to
Sorry, that was me.
TGS. No, it's
I
cool.
didn't have the list open. That's why I went straight to TGS.
No, it's good that you mentioned it. Nintendo has elected a new president, and it is hopefully I don't butcher this name. Tatsumi Kimishima. I'm gonna go with Kimishima. That's the name I'm gonna go with, and I'm sticking to it. Who I understand was the president previously at one point.
Of Nintendo
And
of America.
yes, before Reggie came in, and up until this point, he was the head of HR.
Okay.
That's what he was doing when he got promoted. So who really knows? I mean,
He
yeah,
was
he was
president of NOA during the GameCube era. So
2002 to 2016, following the release of the poorly received GameCube in 2001. He also played an instrumental role in the Wii's stateside success. Um, I don't remember this guy. This was an era of Nintendo before they were like really getting out there and showing you who they were,
yeah,
and then Reggie comes on and he's like, "Play the game. My body is ready."
he became a meme.
Yeah. Um. So who knows what's gonna happen?
What I've been the general buzz I've been seeing from like industry professionals is that it's a good choice. It's a safe choice. Basically,
Seems like a safe choice. Like he's had the job before, so like why not?
yeah. So like people are thinking he's not going to change things much from like the way Iwata had things going with the strategies, but like he'll probably
just
like
hope
bring his
he's
own
not, like,
spin.
I just hope he's not like more buttoned up. You know what I mean? Like Iwata had like he had like a childhood sensibility to himself.
Hmm.
Like he seemed like, hey, it's about fun. It's not, money's important too, but I want to make an E3 presentation where I'm a Muppet. And I want him to do that. And I don't know, like I've seen one photo of this guy.
Yeah, they picked
He's
like
in
the
front of
most serious picture of him.
he looks pretty serious. He looks a little like he's about to cry. He is in front of a GameCube though. That's a great system. Um, but I guess we'll find out in the months and years to come. Hopefully
apparently they're still doing Nintendo Directs, so
that's good. That's good. I just hope this guy's fun. That's what I want. Because Nintendo has a new, their thing right now is we're fun. We're not taking anything too seriously, and we're doing silly videos. And I want them to keep doing that. Okay, now let's move on to questions. How can people send in questions?
topdownperspective@gmail.com, TDP Podcast on Twitter, and Top Down Perspective on Facebook. Those are the only three ways. There's not a fourth way, as Sean is probably thinking in his head right now.
I wasn't even going to mention that.
Oh, wow. I was surprised.
But there's your P.O. box. If people want to send anything to your P.O. box.
I haven't checked the P.O. box in weeks, so I apologize if someone's actually sent something.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, we'll read whatever you send in the P.O. box. So send something dumb. I'll take this first one. James writes, in the theorized Jonathan Wheeler Museum and Emporium in memoriam of Sean Booker's PS3 and PSP.
And your PSP, what?
I think a while back I mentioned I had a broken PSP, and people added that on. Made by executive order of President Paul Fleck. It is obvious to me that since Sean and Paul played a part in making it what it is, they should each get their own, I think he's meant statue? Statute?
Yeah, that's supposed
Sean
to
and
be
Paul,
statue, not statue.
what would the inscription on the plaque for the statue say? Oh yeah, it is supposed to be statue. Since it is John's museum, though, he gets to place them wherever he wants. Where would you place them, John?
It depends on what they say first.
Well, it'd probably be a statue of me. And it would probably say something like...
I want it to be a statue of you and the plaque to just say the letter F.
No,
I wanted to just say that.
I was thinking something more like, ain't no party like an S Club party.
Oh my! All right, that's pretty good too.
Or live every week like it's Shark Week.
I don't know. I think I'd have the S Club party one.
Okay, all right. If it's the S Club party one, where would you put that? Like right out front, everyone gets to see it.
I maybe you two would get dedicated wings. We'll see, and that would just be in front of your wing.
I got a dedicated wing. Oh, that's
Maybe,
great,
maybe we'll
man.
see.
Oh, okay. Kickstarter, like that's the next tier is Sean gets his own wing. All right, you want to take this next one?
All right. So it comes in from Glenn. Hey guys, I've been spending this generation with my Wii U and fairly good PC for gaming, and finally set aside enough money for a new game console. But only now, 3 years into this generation, do I realize that the PS4 and Xbox One still don't seem like justifiable purchases to me. Are we 3 in? I thought we were only 2.
Um, last year, the year.
Because I got my PS4 when I moved into this apartment, and I've only been
Yeah,
here 2
I
years.
got it in my last year of university, so that'd be one. I think it's two. I think we're coming up on two.
Oh, yeah, we're starting year 3 now. That's
Where I
what
think
it
we're
is.
about to start the third year.
Okay, that's where it comes from. Ba-bum-bum. All the gotta have it experiences for these consoles have either come to PC, typically Xbox One's case for its exclusives, which makes sense, or are games I've been waiting on for years and will continue to wait for more years down the road, typically PS4's case for exclusives. I assume he's talking about Last Guardian and Persona 5. Oh, Persona 5 is still PS3, isn't it?
I have no idea. I'm assuming it's got to be PS4.
Currently, the idea of saving my money for Nintendo's next console sounds more enticing than putting it towards these two, and I don't know a single concrete thing about the NX. I don't even feel any sort of loyalty to Nintendo either. I was a PlayStation kid for most of my gaming life, and that only changed because Xbox fired Don Matrick and Nintendo's Wii U is just wonderful. I don't want to feel like I contributed to the potential next generation while each non-Nintendo course is just a streaming box that competes with Steam yet still charges a subscription service for you to play online games. You guys own the new stuff, so could you tell me why I should invest in these modern consoles? And don't get hung up on the differences between the two, since I'm man enough to make the decision between them if I had to.
I think waiting on the NX is a foolish idea, because who knows?
Yeah, I understand why you would wait for it, but we literally don't know a single thing. So maybe, yeah, I wouldn't jump on that.
Also,
just
like
yet.
we're not getting that till like at least 2017.
Yeah, we've got at least a year and a half.
So, like I'm saying, we got a solid like almost 2 years.
But
That's probably like a summertime thing, if
but
not fall.
here's the problem. At the same time, I can't strongly recommend the PS4 or the Xbox One.
Well, so when I first read this, I'm thinking actually Xbox One because with its backwards compatibility, you can get all those 360 games that you missed.
Yeah, but are we going off the assumption that he doesn't have a 360?
I think he was saying that. Like he didn't mention it, and he said he was like a PlayStation kid.
But he also mentions like he liked Xbox till they fired Don Matrick.
Well, I'm saying like that's a weird reason to stop playing Xboxes.
The problem is he's dead on in the fact that any like real exclusive is also on PC, and if you have a high-end PC, you kind of don't need the PS4 or the Xbox One.
That's true. I still think, well, again though, we have all of them, so clearly we think there's a reason to have them.
To be fair, I stream, so I at least got that excuse.
Okay. I like, I do like being able to play those exclusives, but I still think between the two, like if I was just, again, I'm assuming he didn't play any of the last gen. I would recommend the Xbox because it can backwards compatibility a lot of those games. So you get all of those exclusives too.
You know what? Yeah, I'm actually with you on this one.
Like the PlayStation 4 it's great, and if the Xbox One didn't have the backwards compatibility, like maybe you have a 360 already, then that's a bit of a different story. But
yeah,
if the PlayStation 4 can't play PS3 games.
If you don't have any of the last gen consoles, let's just assume you don't. Then yeah, Xbox One's my recommendation because the 360 backwards compatibility apparently is not that bad. It's working pretty good. Although I'd almost make a stronger case saying maybe you should just buy a 360 or PS3 in that case because they're much cheaper and there's a pretty big library.
I don't know, like I'm constantly seeing the PS3 or 4s and Xbox Ones like on sale with like bundled in games for like I think I saw like the new ones you're getting like 1 terabyte, you're getting like at least 2 games in there for like $350. Like that's not terrible.
See, and it's funny for me because I liked my PS4 more technically. I found myself using it a lot more out of the two. But there's really not that much coming out for the PS4 this year because everything got delayed.
Yeah, that's true.
So this
Well,
is like
what's coming out for the Xbox One that
uh,
wasn't delayed?
I was
Delayed-
good.
it got lots,
I was
like,
gonna say Gears of War remastered, but that just came out. Halo 5, COD's a multiplat, so that's not even in the argument. There's something else major
the
coming
one
out for
from
Xbox.
Remedy got pushed.
Oh yeah, shit.
PlayStation 4 just got Until Dawn, so if you're okay with horror games, that apparently people are way into that.
Yeah, apparently a lot of people have been liking Until Dawn.
Um,
There was something else big for Xbox One I was excited for, but I can't remember what it is. So Halo 5 is the only one I remember. Because Gears 4
PlayStation,
isn't this year; it's next year.
yeah, the PlayStation Plus lineup's routinely better. There's that. But again though, yeah, if he has some of those the previous generation, like that just changes my answer. I don't know. But usually when someone asks me like which one do I get, if it's like on even ground, I'm always just like they're so similar. Like I don't, whatever. You're gonna enjoy it or not.
Yeah, you know what? If you're keeping your PC up to date, at the moment, I'm going to say you don't need a PS4 or an Xbox One. I'm going to say save your money either for the NX or if you haven't done last gen, maybe focus a little bit on last gen.
Again though, like the NX is 2 years. I feel like you could buy the console now and still like,
save up.
and save up for the NX. Like it's at least 2 years away.
Here's the rule of thumb I use whenever I pick up a console. If I don't know if I want it right away, if I don't get it day one on launch like I did with the Xbox One, that was the only one of the 3 I didn't get on launch. I waited till there were 5 games that interested me, and then grabbed it.
What were your 5?
Although I cheated on the Xbox One, I think there were only 3, if even.
What were the 3? Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct, Crimson Dragon, but everyone was spashing that game when it came out.
The game is terrible.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, maybe that wasn't it.
Ugh.
I know, so that one dropped off the list. Titanfall, which was funny because I didn't end up playing it after.
Okay.
What the hell was the other game? I know there was another game for sure that I was like, Dead Rising 3.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, which that got a PC version. So once again, that kind of
So
yeah,
a
lot.
Titanfall.
Yeah. Oh, you're right too. Yeah, no, that is the major issue with the Xbox One. Most of the games also go to PC. I think did Gears Remastered go to PC or is it going to PC? Or are they skipping that and only Gears 4?
I don't think it's going. I think Gears 4 might be going to PC.
Okay.
But I don't believe Remastered it. Did you play any Remastered? Like I reviewed it.
Gears Remastered? I picked it up and then left for PAX. So,
okay.
No, it's still sitting sealed. So is Metal Gear Solid 5 for that matter. In fact, it's... Oh, no, I actually did move it.
I hear the craziest stuff about that game. What did you get it on?
PS4.
Okay.
It was buried underneath, like,
just like a Gears game without a horde mode. It's like, what are you doing?
Didn't they add in to Remastered?
No.
I thought that was the big change they made to multiplayer.
No, there's no horde mode.
Well, then never mind. The best part about Gears Remastered is you get access to 1, 2, 3, and Judgment.
Yeah, that is the best part. If you haven't played any of those games, there's that. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully we helped out a bit, or just confused you more. Andrew has 3 questions. First, how far have you gone to get a game? To work/run. I recently picked up Dragon Age Inquisition in an Origin sale, only to find that I couldn't run it even at lowest settings. But I noticed that the auto setting would not mess with one setting, which typos. Would not mess with the resolution scale. I dropped it to the lowest setting, 25%, and the game started to run fine. The downside is that the game now looks like this, and then I'm assuming it's a low resolution.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's like some like early 90s. Let's see. I'll put this in the chat for people.
Yeah, that's rough.
That is rough. Okay, so the question is basically, how far have you gone to play a game, like to get it to work to run? Like, would you play through Dragon Age like that?
God, no.
No, I think I might. Just because I know it might suck for like refunds and stuff, and it's like I'm kind of just in this like to play it. I don't need it to look great, and I've definitely come to terms with that on my PC alone because it's never like the best. So a lot of the times I have to turn stuff down. I'm trying to think what's the farthest I've gone to get a game to work.
I don't know.
I bought Saints Row 4. It kept crashing. No one could help me. Steam refunded it, and I went and bought it on the 360. That's probably the farthest I've gone to play a game.
I can't think.
Nothing comes to mind?
No.
All right.
I remember I had
Question.
some problems getting Max Payne to work. That
Did you
was about
fix it?
Yeah, because it was such an old game. Worms Armageddon, I also had to go through like a bunch of like downloading patches that people made. But then they released the Steam version, so now it's all right.
Hey, looks like Paul's in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's not jumping on because it's so close, but
We're so far in at this point.
Question 2. John, you said before that you liked the anime FLCL.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
It's like a 6-episode OAV that came out like years.
Is that what it's called, or
ago.
is that an acronym?
The actual show's name is FLCL.
Okay.
Or you
How
might
do you
some people
feel-
know it as Fooly Cooly or Fury Curie.
Okay. How do you feel about Production IG possibly remaking it? And then he links an article. Did you know about this? I don't know anything.
I didn't know about this. Does this really need a remake? It was only like 6 episodes long, and even the manga was only like 2 volumes. It was short.
I have no idea what this is.
It was a very entertaining show. A very weird. It was also like the first or second anime I ever watched. So
Should it be remade?
I mean, if they do it good, apparently they did a really good job remaking Evangelion. So I mean, why the hell not at this point?
All right.
But I'd rather just see them make something new. But who knows? Let's see what they do.
And question 3. These are always fun. I've just started my first actual semester of college in the IT department. Is there anything I should keep in mind while attending? Is this like he's going to school for IT?
Maybe.
That's what I'm kind of interpreting it as. Anything you should keep in mind for someone starting school? I'm assuming we have a bunch of listeners who just started school in the last few weeks. All right, I'll jump in. Join a club. Oh God, join clubs. Join as many clubs as you can fit, and it's instant friends, and you'll make a ton of them. Oh my God, join a club. Even if you're thinking like, I don't want to join a club, I don't want to hang out with these people, just join as many clubs as you can. What about you?
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. Clubs are fun. They'll definitely help you meet people. If there's a general hangout place, that's always a good place to check out as well. I know that I met a lot of my friends that I still have to this day from just hanging out at the arcade that was on. That was on campus.
A lot of schools have extremely discounted gym memberships for the school gym, or like in my case, it was mandatory that you paid for it. Go to the gym and you utilize that because they get way more expensive when you're not in school.
Yeah, they glanced over that completely when I went to school.
Yeah, I remember like the first time I got there, I was looking at what I was paying for, and it was like, oh, I guess I have a gym membership, and then started going every day. And I'm like, well, I'm going to utilize it, and that was the best thing I ever did. And utilize the facilities. You go swimming. My school had a rock climbing wall, so go rock climbing. But rule number 1 is like, oh my God, join a club for sure. Join a club. And perfectly lined up, you get the next email.
Now I know why you said that.
I didn't even plan that.
I thought you had, honestly.
No.
Matt has once again sent in the NPD numbers. All right, here for the last month, here are North America's sales numbers. The Xbox One sold 202,000 consoles in the past month in North America. PS4, 209,000, so just barely edging it out there. The Wii U, 43,000. The 3DS, 78,000.
I'm curious where that number will be because of Mario Maker now.
I don't see it changing too much. That doesn't really seem like a game that... It doesn't seem like a system seller. It just seems like a, hey, this is great. Like anyone who has a Wii U already is like super excited about it.
I guess I haven't heard a ton from like normals, but like it seems like, I don't know, like the journalist people I follow are all super stoked on it.
Game-wise, we've got Rare Replay sold less than 109,000 copies. Which
That sucks.
Yeah.
I saw that for $20 this last week. That
Yeah,
is like, it was already such a good deal.
it's already
Like
on
20
sale, which
bucks.
is crazy.
That's like that's around 60 cents a game. Viva Pinata is one of my favorite games.
It's totally worth the price, and if it's less than the original price, it's even more worth it.
Yeah, like oh my gosh, jump on that. But get back to that other guy. Get a Xbox One.
Yeah, think of 5 games you can think of, and if you think it's worth it, go for it. 5 games you can only get on that system. I should state that.
Is there 5 games for you right now?
On the Xbox One.
Yeah, that you're just like these are 5 exclusives I love. I'm trying to think. Rare Replay.
No, I wouldn't really call that exclusive because all those games are all on other consoles. In fact, I already have half those games separately.
I guess that's true. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna count it. Rare Replay.
Eh,
Horizon 2 was on 360, but I'm gonna count it. I'm gonna go ahead and count it.
I was gonna say Gears Ultimate, but that's just a remake. So
I'm actually not super into that
I love
game.
I love Gears, so I'll probably give it some love. Uh, every time I think of a game, it's either multi-console or on PC. So
Yeah, I'm trying to think right
it
now.
really is still a tough sell.
I'm just trying to think. Like I haven't played much of my Xbox in the last little bit. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Until Dawn sold less than 90,000 copies. One Piece sold less than 16,000 copies. Etrian Odyssey 2 Untold sold less than 13,000 copies. I think that's actually pretty good for an Etrian game in North America.
Okay.
Splatoon's lifetime to date in North America, 600,000 copies. I'm actually a little shocked that it hasn't hit 1 million yet.
This next number is ridiculous.
In the US alone, there have been 7 million amiibos sold.
Oh, this is so dumb. That what a stupid sentence just came out of your mouth.
It makes sense. They're like $15.
We got a question last week. It was, are you gonna buy those like Nintendo Skylander amiibos? And we were like, no. I bet John is.
No,
Are you
'cause
buying them?
you know what you need to do to get them all? You need to buy the actual game bundle twice. Fuck that. Straight up fuck that.
But what if someone was selling them on eBay?
For like $15, yeah.
What if they were selling them for $30 each?
That's a tougher sell, but
Oh man.
yeah, I'd probably for $30 each, yeah, probably. I think
Oh,
that'd be the
that's
cutoff.
so gross. You could. I was gonna say you could get a game for that price, but then I remembered Canada games are like $80 now.
Dude, Metal Gear was $70. Mario Maker I think was also 70.
That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
It's
I'm surprised Mario is that price. The first party is usually cheaper.
It's messed up, dude.
Oh. Okay, David writes, since you are all playing Mario Maker, what is something you'd like to see in more user-created levels and something you'd want to see in less you want to see less of in those levels? Probably just less like super grueling stages.
Yeah. I'd like more stages where you don't have to do completely precise movements.
Yeah. Just from what I've been seeing, the ones that just have like a weird mechanic. Like there was this one. I was watching Patrick Klepek play through some stages, and there were 3 vines would come down from the top, and you would climb on the vines, and they would be auto scrolling, and you just had to like climb up and down and left and right on the vines to dodge all the enemies, which I thought was like I've never seen that before.
Oh yeah, that was a stage in Kaizo.
Okay, oh, I haven't seen much
Yeah,
Kaizo.
I've
but I
seen a
thought that was
bunch of
cool.
stages like that. So like on before this came out. So
Well, I'm more easily impressed, so this game is just better for me.
yeah, I'm jaded towards them. So maybe that's
You've
why.
been spoiled.
Yeah.
Any you think? What do you want to see more of? Less of?
More like good puzzle stages. I like puzzle stages. I feel like you can do cool stuff with it. I'm trying to
All
work
right.
out some other puzzle stages. That's one of the ones I'm working on. The other one's like a choose your own adventure stage, and
It's cool.
the other one's like just like a challenging race type one.
And he says, personally, I'd like to see more levels with multiple path solutions and less levels where you can be killed because you don't move from your start position within 2 seconds. That's how the Goomba chase stage works. You gotta go right away. Also, I'm glad you bought Undertale, Paul, and hope you try it out soon if you haven't already.
I've heard it was pretty good. I think it's an Earthbound-ish game with a very, very funny but very dark sense of humor.
All right. Do you want to get this next one?
Got it. Andy writes in, it says, Senran Kagura 2 Deep Crimson on 3DS was released on Tuesday. And before you ask, yes, it is the beat-em-up Super Boob game. I first saw this series on a stream and thought it looked interesting. Gameplay-wise, that is totally not because of the cleavage. I bought the first game to give it a shot and was shockingly surprised at how interesting the story and character development for each individual character was. Have you guys ever watched someone play a game, whether it be a friend or a person on stream, picked up the game because it seemed interesting and ended up enjoying it much more than you thought you would?
Probably.
I'm trying to think because I know this has happened. But I cannot right now think of what game that is.
I get a lot of game recommendations from podcasts that I pick up, and someone's like, this game's probably like I heard about Lifeline from a podcast, and I really liked that. I don't watch too much streams. I mean, I watch a little bit of the Giant Bomb quick looks, which are basically streams or let's plays almost.
I think a lot of people like Deadly Premonition and Persona for a lot of people because of like those playthroughs.
Oh yeah, probably. Yep. Although I feel like those are so story heavy, you could kind of just watch your way through that game.
Yeah.
Those I don't know about. I'm sure Persona fits that thing too. I haven't played it though.
Nothing. I can't think of anything for me at the moment.
Okay. Here's one more question.
The other question is, also, the Metal Gear Online trailer at Tokyo Game Show has me excited, especially for the Fulton cannon. What type of role would you take in Metal Gear Online, from support, assault, sniper, or whatever else? I have not looked into any MGS5 stuff at all, so I do not know.
Yeah, I don't know the trailer, but whenever it comes to class-based multiplayer games, I always play support. I like playing
I'd
support.
probably be assault.
Daniel writes, a couple weeks ago, former Rare Studio designer Greg Males, through his Twitter feed, published photos of a booklet of concept art and other early development documentation of the SNES game that would become Donkey Kong Country. I was wondering what you guys thought of this. I don't know what this is, but I will put it in the chat for people to follow along. There you are. It's like the crocodile dude, Donkey Kong, and the golden bananas. These look great.
Wow.
Oh, I did see this this screenshot of the drawings of Donkey Kong.
Wow.
These are cool.
These are super cool. I would totally buy like a book of this.
Yeah, like a book of this, but with more than just Donkey Kong or more than just one game. I would like put that on my coffee table for people to check through.
Yeah.
Then he mentions one for Paul. I don't know if you can answer this, but Paul tweeted that the booklet that comes with Mario Maker is lame. He's asking what's wrong with it. Did you get this?
I didn't. Let me see this tweet. Hang on. My browser's freaking out.
Do you have a physical copy of Mario Maker?
This booklet that comes with Mario Maker is lame. They could have done something neat with level design basics, but instead made a picture book. Paul, did you know that that's what that book is? Literally what that book is, it gives you codes. You type in the codes in the manual in the game, and it shows you videos on how to make stages and with certain designs. That book is literally a guide on how to make stages in Mario Maker with a video walkthrough.
Did you get one of these?
Yeah, it comes with the game.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I obviously didn't get one because I got it digitally. I wasn't sure if you got it digitally or not.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, it comes with like a picture book. It basically looks like one of those coffee table type books, art book. It shows like all these different concepts and pictures of it, and it's like, yo, step 1, here's like how to make a shell maze or stuff like that. But underneath each picture is a 4-digit code with a key next to it. And you type those into the manual in the game, and it shows you like video on how to do certain concepts with a little write up underneath it on about like, oh yeah, here's how you do this, or here's how this works. So it was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, Paul's in the chat and he disagrees, but we don't need to be just
why
talking
would you
back
want
and
that?
forth
I
in
want
this.
written out stuff. Who the fuck cares about videos in game?
All right.
I looked through it. I thought it was neat. I like the videos. There's also bonus videos you can unlock because there's hidden codes in the backgrounds of some of the pictures. Like you get videos of like Koji Kondo doing like conducting songs and stuff like that. So I liked it, but yeah, I looked through it once and then never again.
Is it fair to say now that Mighty Number 9 is an unmitigated, irredeemable disaster? I haven't been following it as much, but I hear it got delayed again.
So what happened was this time, the other day, there was supposed to be a demo, apology demo, come out for backers of the game, and like it have more stages. So it'd be an extended demo that people could play to tie them over for the delay. That demo got delayed as well. So now people are very upset that this happened, and everyone's still upset that Inafune announced another Kickstarter during this one before Mighty Number 9 came out. People are also now upset at the guys working on Shenmue 3 because they opened up PayPal donations to get more money for the game.
I saw that.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff going on with Japanese developed games right now, which is it's funny because like for me now I'm mentally worried about Bloodstained because people are going to be already upset about the other two, but Bloodstained like already seems like it's trying to be on track because their like voting went out the other day.
Wasn't Bloodstained also getting like backed like 90% by an actual publisher though?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that one's going to
that's kind of a much different story.
Ish, because
I mean, it has a publisher.
That's true. Shenmue 3 already has some money from Sony, so.
Does it? I thought it was just kind of murky.
They're getting some weird amount of money from Sony for something.
Okay. All right. I don't remember hearing that. I don't know if I believe you.
I don't know.
So I remember Adam Boyes being on the stage and saying, you know, that's not our thing. But we just wanted to mention Shenmue's happening.
I don't know. So. There's a bunch of skeezy things going on. Like Bloodstained's the only one that's in the clear so far, and I'm worried that something's gonna get revealed about that. I really hope not. But yeah, I don't know with Mighty.
Let's just remember there have been some great Kickstarter games. They're not all bad.
Yeah,
FTL,
but this is definitely gonna sour a bunch of people, which worries me.
Banner Saga.
What I've played of Mighty Number 9, like what I played at E3, I liked. So it seems like they've made some progress. Hopefully, it ends up being a good game when it comes out, because otherwise, it's gonna upset a lot of people. But I think at this point, they've gotten to the point where they're not going to please everyone. It's impossible. I think the longer it takes, the less people are going to be excited about it, and the more vitriol it's going to get when it finally gets released.
Sure, yeah.
But speaking of good Kickstarter games, Shovel Knight's first DLC came out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, today, the Plague of Shadows thing came out for Shovel Knight.
That's right, yeah. So that means the physical copy's out now, then.
Possibly?
They were coming out the same day, yeah. No, that was one of our stories last week. I want to play that. That's cool. All right. 4 more. You got this first Twitter one?
Yep. First one comes from Gex, who says, what are your thoughts on Until Dawn in terms of what little gameplay there is and heavily on cinematics? I bought Heavy Rain.
Yeah, I bought Heavy Rain. I also bought Azura's Wrath. I'm all for it. In fact, I've been hearing such cool things about that game. I hate scary stuff, but part of me wants to play it. But I just know I hate scary stuff. Yeah, it's basically, you know, like a Telltale, you know, adventure games, Heavy Rain. You know, you hit the button. It's like, you know, quick time events.
The more I hear about it, the more I want to pick it up. But I don't know if I don't have the money really right now for it, because I kind of have to save up for the move and stuff. So
sure,
it's just like I want it, but I can't technically justify it right now.
I've heard some real cool things about that game.
Yeah.
Silverwright. News and question. Ace Attorney anime. How excited are you guys? Kind of already mentioned this. You'd watch it. I'd probably watch it.
I'll definitely watch it. Yeah. Juker writes in and says, with the release of Mario Maker and Project Spark, have you thought about a game you would love to see get some creator, and do you feel there's a bit of content lacking in Mario Maker with things like certain enemies or slopes missing. Definitely agree on that second point. Certain enemies and slopes definitely are missing from the game. Hopefully they do something to add it in. As for another type of game I would love to see you get a creator, I don't know. I saw some people saying like, "Oh man, I'd love for like a Castlevania maker, or like a Sonic
cool.
or a Sonic maker or something like that."
I'm kind of down with Sonic forever.
You're done with Sonic forever?
I think so. I think I can go my whole life without playing Sonic. Um, you know, original Zelda would definitely be cool.
Mega Man creator. Here's the problem. Someone in the chat just said Mega Man creator. They were working on that, but then they canceled it. That was Mega Man Unlimited. That was years before Mario Maker. They were going to make a Mega Man Maker, and then they canned the project, and Inafune quit Capcom.
Dan in the chat is saying Mega Man had a creator mode in Mega Man Powered Up.
Oh yeah, it also had that and that. I forgot about that. But that's a PSP game that most people probably did not play because we did not get the sequel that they said was going to happen.
Doesn't Excite? Someone said Excitebike Maker. Isn't there already a level editor in Excitebike somewhere?
Yeah, in every version of Excitebike.
Yeah, yeah. You know, it'd be a lot harder, but even like a 3D Mario Maker would be cool. You know, you started off real slow. But, you know,
I can only imagine how absolute garbage the stages would be in a 3D Mario Maker. There are already some terrible ones in Super Mario Maker. I can only imagine how bad they would be in 3D.
It would definitely be a lot harder, but like, you know, some Mario 64 style stages. I think there could be some cool stuff there. I would like design your own tracks in Mario Kart. And
yeah, I would be down
even
for
if
that.
you got to, it would be really cool if you got to choose which power ups to go in the block. So like, I only want red shells on this stage, and stuff like that. Or I want to make a stage that has no bananas or no blue shells. I think you could do some real cool stuff, especially if it wasn't just like design the shape of the track. If you could like mix up the level environment, I think that would be really cool. Mario Kart Maker, I think would be really cool.
F-Zero X, the N64 one, in Japan had a level creator in the 64DD version, and apparently that was like really cool. So I would love for them to do something like that again. I would love to make my own F-Zero tracks.
That'd be cool. And last question, Koganami, of the 4 skins in Mario Maker, which is your most favorite and why? Super Mario World for me, because flying with the cape is so much fun. Mine's Super Mario World. It's also my favorite Mario game, so.
You know, I'm probably going to go with the same thing. I'd probably say Mario 3 is a very close second.
It's close. I just like how like bright and colorful World is.
My only issue with the World skin is an issue that they literally like took out of the original game. In the original game, it didn't matter where you were when you crossed that finish line. As long as you crossed the finish line, that was it.
Right.
In Mario Maker, you have to touch the ticker tape.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
100%.
Okay. I thought I had not done that. Okay.
Yeah, you have to touch the ticker tape to end a stage in Mario World.
Paul in the chat saying Mario 3. I wish those football guys were still in there.
Yeah, that's another character I'm surprised is missing. Is the Charge and Chuck.
Yeah,
because aren't they
football
are in the
baseballs.
new Super Mario Brothers games? So why are they not there?
Are they?
They are. They're in the new Super Mario Brothers games.
Oh man, I don't remember that at all. What a weird character. Anyway, all right. If people want to send in questions for next week, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter or the Facebook group, and there's John's PO box, which is always open. So send in stuff to his PO box for us to read. What's your game of the week? Paul, what's your game of the week?
I'm probably going to say Mario Maker.
I'm going to say Ancient Legacy. That game has grabbed me, and it is so addicting. And if Paul doesn't answer in 3 seconds, we're going to end this show. All right, everyone, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you guys next time.